She was only 30 years old, sitting in the passenger seat of a Mitsubishi Montero in Honduras, when her life came to a sudden, violent end. It happened in seconds, but the story of Lisa Left Eye Lopez is not only about how she died, it's about how she lived, how she fought, how she dreamed, and how she inspired millions before her last terrifying minutes. Lisa Nicole Lopez was born on May 27, 1971, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She grew up in a strict, often difficult household. Her father, Ronald Lopez, was a U.S. Army veteran who raised Lisa and her siblings with tough discipline. But Lisa was a free spirit. She didn't want to be controlled. She wanted to create. At just 10 years old, she taught herself to play the piano and began writing her own songs. Lisa's childhood wasn't easy. Her parents' marriage was rocky, and her father's strictness sometimes turned harsh. Music became her escape, a way to channel her pain into something beautiful. She once said that she always felt like the black sheep of her family, but deep down, she knew her uniqueness was a gift. In her late teens, Lisa moved to Atlanta, chasing a dream. It was there that she met Tian T-Boz Watkins and Razonda Chili Thomas. Together, the three young women would form a group that changed the sound of the 1990s forever, TLC. TLC wasn't just another girl group. They were bold, fearless, and socially conscious. Their music spoke about real issues: safe sex, female independence, self-respect. Lisa, with her raspy voice, quirky style, and signature condom accessory worn over her glasses, became the heart and soul of the group. Success came quickly. Their debut album, Ooh 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 on the TLC tip, put them on the map, but it was their second album, Crazy Sexy Cool, that made history. Hits like Waterfalls and Creep topped charts worldwide. The album sold over 20 million copies, making TLC the best-selling girl group of the decade. Lisa's rap verse in Waterfalls about HIV, drugs, and life choices was raw, powerful, and unforgettable. But with fame came struggles. Lisa was outspoken, sometimes clashing with her bandmates and the industry. She wanted creative control, and she wasn't afraid to challenge the system. In 1994, her personal life made headlines when she accidentally burned down the home of her boyfriend, NFL star Andre Rison, during an argument. The media painted her as crazy, but behind the chaos was a young woman who felt misunderstood and was battling her own inner demons. Despite controversies, Lisa never stopped creating. She explored spirituality, philanthropy, and self-discovery. She spent time in Honduras, drawn to the culture and natural healing practices. She dreamed of opening a children's center there, a safe place where kids could learn, grow, and feel loved. By the early 2000s, Lisa was working on a solo career while still part of TLC. She was searching for clarity in her life, often journaling, filming, and documenting her journey. She believed deeply in destiny, even writing about feeling that her time on Earth might be shorter than most. Then came April 2002. Lisa traveled to Honduras with friends, family, and members of her production team. She wanted to find peace, to detox her body, to connect spiritually. During this trip, she filmed much of her experience, recording both the joy and the struggles she was facing. But fate was waiting. On April 25, 2002, Lisa was riding in a Mitsubishi Montero SUV, traveling through La Ceiba, Honduras. She wasn't alone. Her assistants, friends, and a production crew were with her. Lisa, always playful and spontaneous, was sitting in the front passenger seat. As the SUV moved down a two-lane road, another car suddenly swerved into their lane. To avoid a head-on collision, the driver of Lisa's SUV jerked the wheel. The vehicle lost control, veered off the road, and flipped multiple times. In those final, terrifying seconds, chaos filled the air. Screams, glass shattering, the world spinning. When the SUV finally came to a stop, Lisa was gone. She had suffered fatal head and neck injuries. Everyone else survived. She was only 30 years old. The world was stunned. TLC was preparing for a comeback, fans were waiting for more music, and Lisa's life seemed to be heading toward healing. Instead, headlines across the globe announced her death. Her bandmates, T-Boz and Chili, were devastated. They lost not just a partner in music, but a sister. Lisa's funeral in Atlanta drew thousands of mourners, family, friends, celebrities, and fans. People remembered her as fiery, creative, and uncompromisingly herself. She was unpredictable, yes, but that unpredictability was exactly what made her so loved. Even after her passing, Lisa's presence remained. The footage she recorded in Honduras was later released in the documentary The Last Days of Left Eye. In it, she spoke openly about life, death, and destiny, as if she somehow knew her journey was coming to an end. Lisa Left Eye Lopez lived with intensity. She laughed loudly, loved fiercely, and created fearlessly. Her last minutes were tragic, but her life was filled with color, music, and passion. She taught people to embrace their uniqueness, to speak their truth, and to never be afraid of standing out. And that may be her greatest legacy, a reminder that life is fragile, time is short, but expression is eternal. Lisa's voice still echoes in every verse of Waterfalls, in every fan who raps her lines word for word, and in every person who dares to live boldly, unapologetically, just like her. Lisa Left Eye Lopez may have left this world on a road in Honduras, but her spirit will forever dance through the music she gave us.